Hi and welcome back to Khaleel's Finance Lounge. This video a little bit different. I'm going to give you some more of an information video as opposed to picking a financial topic. However, like all the videos that I do, it's always got a financial theme. In this particular one, the question that gets asked, especially right now with all that's going on with the current situation, one of the main questions is, do you really need an office? Yeah, do you really need an office? Let's forget about COVID-19 for now, because and we'll come back to the coronavirus problem again. But when you're asking that question, do you really need an office? Do you really need to be having an office if you're in business, especially if you're a new business, new start? It's a lot of expense. So really the first question you should be asking yourself is what industry you're in. Is the industry that you're in actually need office premises? Do you actually need to be there? I'll give you an example. If you're a tradesman, chances are you don't need an office, but you need maybe a workshop, or you might need somewhere to store materials or equipment or whatever, tools. So an office, an actual office, when I say office, I mean a proper desk and chair, carpeted, it's got a meeting room, etc. It's not just a room and a desk. I mean, a lot of guys now, they're opting for virtual offices because they don't need it. And that comes on to the second most important question is what is it you're actually going to be doing in the office? Are you going to do paperwork? Are you phoning people? Are you using it for storage? I think that's an important question, because really this comes back to what I said about the virtual office, that if you don't need to be there, why do you need office premises? You can have an office presence without premises these days. You can have a virtual office and just do your meetings outside, go to hotels, cafes, whatever. And the third question really is, that money that you spend on rent, can it not be spent elsewhere, such as marketing, social media, extra staff, a PA? I remember when I was working at peak, i.e. peak figures regards to the amount of cases, I had two PAs. I had one PA just handling my schedule, my diary, and had another PA to do all the admin work. And that was more benefit than having an office, because they could work, well, we've proven now recently that you can work just as freely, if not easier, from home than you can in an office environment. These days it's even easier, because you don't even need a PA. You can have a virtual assistant, and that virtual assistant can be anywhere. It can be anywhere in the world. Let's face it, as long as their English is good, they've got good numeracy and good attention to detail, literacy skills, that person can be anywhere. They can be in any country. They can, well, let's say it's a virtual assistant. So now we've got COVID-19. We've got the COVID-19 problem. We've got this pandemic. The majority of people right now are working from home. And the real question is that even with the lockdown being over, is it really suitable for people to be going back into an office environment? Is it really suitable for you to be in such close proximity, just so close to each other? And because in an office, you have to, it's a lot of face-to-face contact, even out with the desk environment. You're making a cup of tea, cup of coffee, you're sharing the same kitchen, and now I've seen that you don't even have to wear a mask in offices. I think they might change it, but the reality is that we realised over the last couple of months, 3 months or whatever, that it is possible to run a business and to work from home. And you can have staff furloughed or whatever, well, even out with furlough, they can be working from home. The other thing is, you're going to save so much more money if you don't have an office. Rent, rates, the actual staff, the insurance costs, the general running costs. This is why most guys that I know in business, entrepreneurs, even some of the bigger businesses, you're never in the office. I go to my office maybe an hour, 2 hours tops, and then I'm out of the office, I'm out at meetings, meet people at hotels, cafes, restaurants, whatever. And that's a better environment, and that might be a more acceptable environment now that lockdown's over, because you can still social distance. You've got no issue. If someone comes into your office, it has for an interview, for a meeting, it has to be sanitised. It has to be. You have to abide by the regulations. You can't just have people walking in and out. You can't have walk-ins anymore. And if you do have someone coming in, it's got to be properly clean, sanitised. The chairs, the tables, the seats, everything that they've touched or come in contact with has got to be clean, sanitised. So is it really conducive right now to be having an office and even considering being in an office environment? So it's just something that came across my mind because one of my business clients asked me about funding for offices and do I know anybody who's got premises, and I said that first thing that came in my head, you really need to be back in an office environment. Why can't you meet them out with? Why can't you have a virtual office? Why can't you have a virtual assistant? You've been doing it for 3 months, you managed to survive, the business is still moving on. Okay, not moving on at the pace it was before, but before the lockdown, but you're still managing to do something. And that's a big question that you've got to ask yourselves if you are going to go back. A lot of guys I've spoke to that actually benefit, say, look, I actually don't need these premises. I'm going to sell them. I'm going to pump the money back into business and actually use that money for marketing, for social media, digital apps, whatever, to actually increase the footfall regards to clients, etc. So just a take on things.